We at CureVac, we have got our current lead candidate, which is in the phase 2b/3 in Latin America and in Europe. We are collecting here the cases, which is exactly these people in the clinical trial, which are then vaccinated and catch the virus. And by that, you see the efficacy of our clinical trial. We expect to have these data toward the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, which is then we started rolling submission now with EMA that this should lead to approval, depending on the data, certainly.
In terms of this battle, and it does appear to be a battle, it's about combating the disease and then the new variants as they come along, and the vaccines, and I've heard this from others, such as Professor Sarah Gilbert as well, the variants can be combated, but obviously it takes time as well. How do you think the vaccine rollout is going to carry on, given the current drugs that we have available? Do we already need new drugs in order to combat the disease, or actually do you think the current crop of vaccines are doing a good job?
It depends on the variants. The virus is trained to be escaping the immune system, and therefore it's quite important what we do. It's not only that we are working on a lead candidate, but we're working on a second generation as well. And the lead candidate, what we have, you also can put in variants in, but for that you need to work with experts who exactly identify what is a variant, and is this already covered by the current vaccine, or do you need to adapt the vaccine? And therefore what we are doing in parallel, building up, and you mentioned it in the beginning, manufacturing with Bayer, with Wacker, with all others in the entire network. These facilities are able to produce the current vaccine, but also the next one. So you really can adopt on the basis of mRNA exactly the vaccine as needed. And that's exactly what we do with the UK government, with the vaccine task force, to see what is the next variant, which perhaps you need to adopt your vaccine and then bring it into the vaccine in the mRNA manufacturing unit to produce exactly this new variant.
Yeah, Franz-Werner, can I just pick up on that? Because I think that is fascinating, and I think it's something that isn't getting enough coverage in the media overall, that the benefit of the messenger RNA approach is that the mechanism can be tweaked to take on board shifts and variants in the underlying virus. Can you just tell us a little bit more about how quickly these tweaks can be undertaken to deal with any of the shifts? Can we move faster with the adjustments to the mRNA vaccine than the vaccine itself is shifting?
Yeah, so mRNA, you just compare it with a memory stick, which is delivering the information. And this is a bit where IT meets bio. And if you have got a stable backbone, and this is what not only we at CureVac, everyone in the mRNA field is doing, optimizing the backbone. This is what we call the backbone. And then this mRNA is suitable to bring the message to the cells, where exactly this new variant of this virus protein is then expressed, to make the cell express exactly what you're coding into. So it is the coding factor. And this is what you have seen in the beginning of last year, when the SARS-CoV-2 virus spike protein has been decoded. You bring it on mRNA, and then you can produce it. Well, you do the first preclinical testing, and then exactly to see, does it work? And then you start clinical trials. Having said that, the speed certainly is also with the regulatory authorities. As you can see, for example, in seasonal flu virus, you're not starting with a phase 1, 2, 3, because otherwise the season would be gone until you've been ready. And the time-consuming factor, what we see at the moment, is certainly the scaling up of the manufacturing. We are producing now since 2006 mRNA. What we've been producing since last year was homeopathic in terms of volume. But now we are increasing. So the next virus infection can be covered from the manufacturing side there quickly as well, because manufacturing units are there.